right now, this pool is just a chaos of movement, right? A chaos of weapons, a chaos of serpents, parts, a chaos of clubs. Farith in particular, you might feel as though he is in this complete storm of different objects in motion surrounding him. So then that brings us then to Ithasha is next. And so this is kind of an interesting question. You impulsively helped against the basilisk, and now you are kind of looking at this situation. Tell me about your knowledge skills.
I don't think I have anything that would apply.
One thing that I would like to remind everybody...
I mean, it's observation basically would be the only one that would be... It's far-fetched.
Which one?
Observation.
Observation, no, not for noticing.
So no.
This point, yeah. Let me point out a couple of things that the successful monster knowledge roll from last time regarding the basilisks. I want you to know that a lot of things make sense to you, even in the middle of all of this. One is that the water and the sands beneath it are remarkably sterile.
Okay.
No surprise, right? This is the desert. You would expect with some water there that there would be some plant life and things like that, and there isn't any right there in the water. So that's one thing. And then another thing that is worth realizing is that these are deathly monsters. They inflict death with their look. And the idea that if one was nesting here, then nested long enough here to die, for example, this place may well have been the site of some dramatic, significant death. Right? It's not that this basilisks basically are attracted to that kind of thing. And the reason I'm giving this much detail is that your roll, as I recall, was pretty good.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't find was degrees of success. I don't think they have them in this game.
No.
Right.
But
still, the monster knowledge was pretty good about, you get to learn a lot about these things. So that's why.
So basically, whoever these people are, they died before the basilisk.
Right,
it's not.
That's
victims.
exactly it. It would have arrived and to sniffing out the
Yeah.
death, basically. So that's one thing. A couple of other things just to make everybody happy so we don't forget is that you all have 460 experience points from the last session.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll talk more about the standards for experience. They're a little bit unusual. I'm beginning to understand the game a little now that I have read those. So that leads us to Ithasha again. I just wanted to kind of get the field completely level for your decisions about what you want to do.
I mean, I think the basic thing I know is that place basically is taboo.
Mm-hmm.
It's you shouldn't visit down there.
Right.
Period. I mean, that's kind of
excellent.
Something you learn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm still seriously wondering what they do down there and what lesson they missed. And as they didn't seem to have understood me, I'm just going to yell the same thing again in Duster.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Out of there.
Interesting point. So you have received the message.
I'm still maintaining.
Right. Okay.
The miracle spell because
excellent,
I see kind of it seems kind of as if they are still moving.
Right.
So I'm not changing tactics.
That's true. Only one of them is now visible, but it is not dead or anything. If it brought itself into a combat situation, then its deadly gaze would start to apply. But it is unable to get there because of the softened earth. So the only problem is just staying out of the gas. And that's so. That was a good move. So then we have, let's see, that was on the 4. That was on the 7. Now we move to 8. Okay. And that is Farth and Farth's opponent. So Farth,
Okay.
what do you do?
Okay, so just a very quick thing. I mean, we can do this later, but I wasn't right on the movement thing. I reviewed it a second, and it's really really weird, this one, how it's written, but it's not like that. I mean, the top you can get is -10.
Oh, I see.
And you only get to move, basically, if you are within range of somebody you can strike, you're going to strike. If you have killed your opponent, it doesn't talk about disengaging, but I guess we can fix that or study that. But if you have killed your opponent, you can move 5.
That's what
and
I
you
said
can
before,
move an extra 5 for each attack you didn't use. And if you didn't attack at all, you can move half your jogging speed.
Okay.
And all of this happens at the beginning of the next turn.
I see.
But right now I'm still engaged with somebody, so...
Right. So what I need to know now is exactly what you do.
Yeah, basically there is still this guy fighting with me. I'm going to attack it with my attack. Okay, I hit it.
Okay.
And because 38, I think so.
No problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
6 damage.
6 damage
Okay.
to this one. Okay. So yeah, the other 2 that were in the grounds, the ones that grabbed you first, one of them is in the softened earth area, and so is unable to get anywhere. And these things are inanimate, or these things are animated corpses. They are not precisely sophisticated, so it's probably just going to stay in the softened earth and be immobilized effectively. The other one, which is the one whose hands you chopped, or sorry, the ones whose hands Farth chopped, so it's probably lost a hand, is striding into the water as well. It's a pretty confusing mess there. At that point, not all of them are going to be able to attack simultaneously. There's just a lot too much. It's 3 people attacking 2 people in a space of that kind. It's not going to be... the book is pretty good about saying, be careful about access to opponents. You can gang up on somebody effectively, but not when everybody is in each other's way, which is what it is like here. But that's what the 2 of them are doing. And then the last one, let's see. So that one is, I put little notes next to them, and I need to decide. Right. That one was the farthest away, and it's going to be using all of its movement to get into that area, but it won't have an attack. So as you can see, there will soon be 4 of them in the pool with you, or at the edge. So the next part is basically going to be, do our heroes get out of there or not? Right.
Do they want to?
Right. Well, I think they do, but they're busy. I mean, it's Vefselk didn't really have anywhere to go, as far as she could tell, and poor
He
Ferret
could have left that human-looking
Right. That's the question. Right.
somebody.
That's an interesting point, as
Or
a
she.
matter of fact.
I mean, I don't really get it right now. Or Issa doesn't really get it. She's completely confused.
Well, one thing we did not do, and it's worth discussing right now before Lorenzo comes back and we begin the new initiative. One thing we did not do was to establish how you came to this spot specifically for Ithasha. We know that you made the deal with the ghost,
Yeah.
but how you came to this spot specifically, I suspect
I was thinking about it.
Tell me.
And I was thinking along the lines that I had an intention to go. I'm not really sure how much the elders told me, but I can think of a situation where they found it convenient to send me off on some quest that may be impossible.
Right. Okay.
Not sure I understood it that way, but that may be motivation. Then I got kind of distracted by this place because I knew it was there and I wanted to check out some things.
Sure.
As I
think
said,
actually we can work with a little bit more reasonable details about that at once. Now that you have told me that, I will be able to fill in some things pretty well.
And even though I speak a little bit of Common, I probably don't have loads of experiences with humans or
correct
anything human related.
Yes, that's what we had established already. A couple of other small points. You have your herbalism role, correct? Or Ithasha? As long as we're just sitting here, let's see what you thought of the little plant life that is not in or near the water, but is around the rocks.
So I have to beat the 49.
49.
And I got it 31.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Excellent. So there are some plants here that they are not the same plants. The very English countryside plants that they list in the books.
Yes.
Yeah,
they are completely useless.
Yes, of course. Well, instead, we have things like teddy bear cholla cactus and desert lily and things like that. So there are some useful items that will play the same role as the healing plants that they list. That is what we get. Okay, welcome back, Lorenzo. I need you to roll initiative.
Yes, sorry. I'm back. It's 5.
Excellent. Well, in that case, that's actually a pretty good situation. The animated corpse who is combating you. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see what happens. They have a pretty good initiative rolls this time. I rolled quite low, and so I'm going to say that that they seem to be fighting very effectively. They are in good positions for what they're trying to do. And one of them, let's see. What kind of armor are we talking about for Fareth? Anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
I couldn't afford it.
Okay.
And by the way, my initiative is 6 because this turn I have 2 attacks.
I see. Yeah, so. Okay. Tell me your current life points.
It's 7, 62, 52, 47.
Well, that's good because you just took 5 points from that spiked club bouncing off of you. Since it's not a fatal blow, and this game doesn't have hit location and things like that, we are basically going to say this is your classic cinematic scratch across your chest and upper arm. And so you are beginning to, and just to give you your situation, there are now 4 of them that are capable of attacking, but all 4 cannot attack one person.
Okay.
That's not physically possible given the space.
There are 4 because we took down something, or it's 4 because
there were 5 of them, but one of them is currently it was caught. One of the ones that was reaching up and grabbing has been caught in the soft earth.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Great.
The others have finally, 2 of them, one came out of the pool that you were in, another one was nearby, and the other 2 have finally come into it from where they were.
Okay.
So the trouble is you have not managed to escape fast enough to avoid all of them coming at you. But now they are.